guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Toya, and I'm here to give you my 2 cents on Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 4, Episode 3. So the episode starts out back at Debs' pro-Trump luncheon. Everybody's still fussing and cussing, and Deb is saying, I'm pro-Trump. You don't gotta like it, but you gotta respect it. And at this point, she's even like taunting them with her pro-Trumpness. She is asking people, okay, so what do you think about it? And Lily goes, well, I think he's an idiot. I think he is trash. I think he is garbage. I think he is ignorant. Diamond chimes in. She's not going to be wearing no MAGA hats. And everybody seems to be in agreement. The only person it's at that table that's riding hard for Trump is Deb. And I'm starting to believe what everyone is saying about Deb, saying that she just likes to go against the grain. It's not necessarily that she loves Trump so much and she believes in his views, is that everyone that she knows hates him. So it's something to do, something to go against the grain. Whatever, Deb. I'm just going to move on to other people. So Pimpin and Bow Wow are in the studio, and Pimpin shows Bow Wow a picture of Angela now dating some type of situation, relationship entanglement with a boxer. And Bow Wow is like, yeah, I'm happy about it. Good for her. I'm glad this is out there now. People can stop having all these questions and all of this nonsense. And I'm glad this is happening, and she doesn't need a man like me because he needs to be out here single, and that's his process anyway. Get over yourself, Bow Wow. Angela, I don't think wanted you for years now. So after Bow Wow finishes faking the funk, Pimpin tells him that he and Diamond are no longer in a relationship, and Bow Wow's reaction is, again? As if Pimpin wanted us to know his business. As if Pimpin wanted us to know he makes up to break up, okay? So, Pimpin is saying that the reason they broke up is, she doesn't trust him, essentially. In a nutshell, is what he was saying. And Bow Wow is saying, instead of consoling his friend, I guess it's not, a manly thing to do, but he says, oh, I was starting to think that your relationship was going to get in the way of what we're doing here. Well, according to manager Andy, y'all ain't doing much. So let that man have his relationship. Hater. BT walks in the studio and is also, clowning Bow Wow about Angela dating someone new. And Bow Wow is saying that because of the pandemic, that gave him the perfect opportunity to buckle down and do this album. And you were working on this album before the pandemic, boy. And it's documented on TV, boy. And if you really buckled down, why is manager Andy saying you don't have an album yet? So BT is concerned about the direction that Bow Wow wants to take this album. He doesn't like, kissing and telling. He doesn't think that is for the streets. So if Bow Wow wants to maintain or have or continue to get with girls, he should probably consider keeping his trap shut and not doing this album. Bow Wow is saying he's going full steam ahead and quiet all the noise. So we get to Tammywaka and they meet up for a cute little date. I don't know if it's a lunch date or a dinner date. Seems kind of lunchy to me. So they meet up for a cute little date and they're having a cute little conversation about their little bedroom life. And then Tammy switches the conversation and asks Waka, how's Deb? And Waka paused for a minute. He swallowed 3 times. He caught his breath. His mind went around the world and back, but he finally tells Tammy that his mom is now a Trump supporter. And Tammy jaw practically hits the floor because Tammy is very much into politics, and she says she would hate to have to disown her own mother-in-law. She thinks Deb is going through some mental stuff, and she doesn't know what's wrong with Deb. And they basically need to check on her before it's too late and she goes fully cuckoo, because she's clearly on the road to cuckoodom. Now we get to the Brat and Diamond having a conversation over the phone. And Diamond, I didn't know that her relationship stemmed way back with Brat. You know, she tells us that she wrote to Brat while Brat was incarcerated years ago. And since she came out, Brat kind of took her under her wing and, you know, sort of a mentor / big sister to her. And they seem to really have a mutual love for each other. Diamond invites Brat to her album release party. And Diamond already knows that Brat is not playing games out here in these streets with the vid. And she wants no part of no invite. So she tells her all the measures that are going to be taken, that everyone is getting temperature checks and sanitized and all of this. And Brat says, you know what? I'll go out and support my girl. So Brat is coming out, y'all, in more ways than one. So then Brat asks her, you know, what's going on in your relationship? How is Pimpin'? And that's when Diamond reveals to her that her and Pimpin' are on the outs. And because of that, it's messing with the music. She needs him to sign what are called split sheets. And I just learned about this. So split sheets basically breaks down who does what on the music. Who does, you know, 50% of the writing, 30% of the writing. Basically what credit who gets, who's producing, all of that. So they could know who gets paid for what later on. Now, in order for her to have an album release and have music to release, she needs him to sign off on these sheets. And he is playing games, not wanting to. So she's saying that she's telling Brat she has to go talk to him. And Brat is letting her know, like, listen, keep a cool head when you do. Even though it's effed up what he's doing, try to like dangle the music like a carrot. Don't lose your head, sis. Because I might not know it all. But if you could learn from my mistakes, learn from him. So I'm glad Brat is a sounding board and a voice of reason for Diamond in this situation. That's good job. I've always liked Brat, you know. Brat tat tat. Johnny Blaze. Deb visits Johnny Blaze in the studio, and I just can't get over how talented this girl is and how much she really gets in her own way. Because I'm not going to say she's the first person to have talent and not, you know, take off. But she has a platform. So that should help her take her career somewhere. I'm not saying everybody's going to succeed with the formula. You know, I'm not saying everybody has that Mona Scott Young sauce. But talent is talent, and she does have a platform, so it's really sad to see what she's going through. Anyway, Deb visits Johnny in the studio, and she's there working on music, and it sounds nice. And Deb excuses everyone from the studio so she could talk with Johnny privately. And she's saying, you know, Johnny, you missed the luncheon. What happened? Are you okay? Is everything good? And Johnny is saying that, well, she had an anxiety attack, and it was a really bad one. Everything, all of the things in her life came crashing down, and it triggered a meltdown, from her being a stripper to her prostituting to her being a drug addict. You know, everything kind of just overwhelmed her all at once, and because of that, she had a meltdown. And Deb is saying to her, you know, when you say things like, I'm tired of being here, and that your career has stalled, and that you want love and why you can't get it. Deb is basically explaining to her that things like that is also triggering to Deb, because Deb lost a child. And maybe if she had been listening to the signs about not wanting to be here and, you know, taking heed and playing a more active role and checking up on her son, maybe she would still have her son. So for somebody that she cares about, like a Johnny Blaze, of course she is going to lose her when she thinks that something is wrong. You know, you say things like this and then you hang up the phone, you're not answering, you're not taking anyone's calls. It's going to give this woman, at the very least, a headache. So I understand Deb's compassion, but it's hard to take Deb serious now that we all find out she's pro-Trump. Somebody drop down in the comments and let me know how Deb is living now that we have the President, Joe Biden, in the White House. Round of applause. Johnny is saying she's completely emotional now, and she's saying she's cursed. She plays 6, count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instruments, and she's so talented, and all she does is put good out, but she keeps getting bad back, and she realizes that it's her fault. It's her fault in the way she snaps and reacts. It's her fault because she is a monster. Her words, not mine. She feels like she is a monster, and all she does is destroy everything around her. And she is taking responsibility for that now. She's saying it's her fault, and she's just the way that she is. And Deb is telling her, hush your mouth. You is kind. You is smart. Deb is saying, listen, I've seen your struggle. I've seen you sleep on couches and grind and work hard. So don't sell yourself short, sis. And I really wish that Johnny would really stop getting in her own way before it's too late, because Johnny, you are a beast with your talent. 6 instruments. I don't have patience to learn how to play the flute. Like, I don't even know if that's an easy instrument to pick. That's just how you know that I don't have the patience to do this. And you can play 6 instruments, girl, and you over here like, I don't even know. Like I said, I have a lot more understanding and appreciation and compassion and empathy and sympathy towards anxiety as a whole. So we're going to give you your time, girl. But don't take too long, no. Diamond is doing a walkthrough for her, at her venue for her album release now. And while she's there with her new manager, Mimi, and Ree shows up. Remember Ree, guys, from yester season, the one that did not want to audition for Deb and the Brat's music boot camp? Orange hair? Yeah, that Ree. So she shows up, and she's there with Diamond, and, you know, Diamond gives her a tour of the venue, and they're excited about this album release. And then Ree tells Diamond that she thinks that her man Chevy should get in the studio with Pimpin', because, you know, since COVID, they've been working on their music tough, and it's just going to be a movie, so they need to get in the stew, right? Diamond is looking at this girl sideways because she wants no parts of Pimpin' right now. So she reveals to Ree that Pimpin' is out here playing with the music, y'all. Pimpin' is out here holding the music hostage, and that's no bueno. She goes into a rant about business and pleasure and not mixing the two, and how, you know, being in a relationship and dealing with the music, you know, he is very talented and they work great together and their chemistry is off the chain, and she's always gonna love him because they were childhood sweethearts and the whole shebang bang bang. But the end of the day is he's not trying to release the tracks, and she's going to need music to release at an album release party. Okay, so then Diamond pulls up on Pimpin' in the studio, and she came not to play. She pulls out her paperwork right away, and she's like, listen, split sheets. Either you're going to sign this or you're not. We could do this the easy way, or we could do this the hard way, because you're not stopping nothing right here, boo. Okay? You could either sign this and we move on, or you could not sign it and I get a whole new producer and do this over. But make a decision today. So Pimpin is there and he's like, oh yeah, Diamond is looking kind of nice over here. She's big mad, but I'm not hearing a word she's saying. So he's like, don't you miss me? And she's like, well, I miss our friendship. Isn't that just like a woman, guys? We are so specific. Like, don't get it twisted. You, not so much, but I'm gonna have a half-assed way because I can't give you the W right away. I have to let you know that not so much you, but something else. Girl, you missed that, man. Stop playing. Then he says, well, do you miss me? And she goes, well, you know, you, the relationship, and you, the friendship, is two different entities, and I can't with the you in the relationship. So I just want to mess with you in the friendship, and if that's, you know, not where it's gonna be, then right now is not the time, dude. So then they exchange compliments again. She says he says she smells nice. She says he looks nice, and ultimately he ends up signing the paperwork. In this house, there's some whores 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 in this